Both players sort of moving towards the north side of their base.
Yeah,
with their
Sompu
settler.
Konku in the left-hand side of the map in the color red, playing as the Russians. I wonder if he'll leave that coin on the floor. You're right, Robo. He is going up. He's going upwards. So this is kind of what we were hoping
This is
for.
what we wanted. Yeah, they're securing a hunt, trying to find a coin mine as well nearby. And the same thing for Ace. He's not as far north, but he can still come up above his TC to secure some more space.
Yeah, and like basically just there's 2 hunts nearby. He can herd them towards the second TC.
Exactly.
And this is also like his is slightly further forward, so he could use that as a jumping off point for being aggressive. But yes, it also does perform the function of securing resources. Whereas Sompu's is not aggressive, it's just resource focused, right?
Purely eco plan.
And it might be even like stronger because he's basically covers even more ground and hunts and things like that. It gives him
Sompu, he's collected a couple of these goats, but he's already sending them back to his original TC. He's not even like saving them at the north one.
here.
Yeah, running all the way down.
Yeah. Yeah, you could wait here, right? It'd be safer to wait at this TC with them, and then you don't have to
intercepted in the middle, or
you don't have to risk it. But it looks like he's bringing them home because he wants to eat them. So you can see these have been deleted, and he's going to gather from them ASAP. They gather at 2 food per second, so it'd be much more quick. And that means he's looking to get up to the next stage faster. No, okay, this is what he's doing, right? As Russia, it's really hard to queue vills.
Right, because you need to have so much food in the bank
Yeah.
before you queue up the batch.
Yeah, you need 270 food. So he needs to eat the goats just to get that second batch in production ASAP, and that must be his game plan there. First batch of 3 vills does come out from this TC up here. Okay, so that explains why he's obviously keeping the goats would be strong economically for later, but perhaps getting those villagers in queue sooner is sort of just better overall, or at least Sompu seems to think that it would be.
Okay. By the way, why are these sheep called Marco Polo sheep? That one's a Sorrow, but like the ones that they're eating? Oh no, on the left-hand side, sorry, Sompu's. His are called Marco Polo sheep. Under his TC.
You're shitting me here.
I'm not shitting you.
Oh, these guys.
They're Marco Polo sheep.
Maybe Marco Polo found them.
That seems a bit weird.
They've got really... Like, if you look at the... his face looks really...
Really, like, just chill.
That
like,
seems like it should be...
"Hey."
It looks like a troll face, you know?
Yeah, it's like, hey, how's it going?
Okay.
Sorry, that was just my little anecdote.
Eating the Marco Polo sheep, clearly.
Yep.
These ones are goats, though. Wait, so he deleted them. Now that they're dead, they're...
No. The Marco Polo sheep were one of his herds, I think. And then the goats...
Oh, yeah, they are. I
Or
thought...
maybe... Yeah, because the goats are still there.
It's because they're called sheep. It confused me, right? Okay. Looks like, though, both players have used their TC a bit more than going up with more villagers than usual. Sompu's on 22 villagers here. So normally you see Russia going with 14 or 17. Looks like he's just going to make villagers non-stop from both until... he's got 9 vills in queue right now. So that's 3 batches of vills. He's clearly intending to just stay age 1, train as many vills as he can.
Get that huge eco booming. But A's,
Exactly.
which he's already, 60 or so % up to Colonial.
Yeah, and he's going up with the Philosopher Prince again, the cheaper politician.
Yep. Possibly going to see a fast fortress from him?
Well, that's what you'd expect to see from Spain.
Right, that's what Spain normally does.
But I have no idea what A's will do. Like, that is a whole different ball game. Judging from his deck, ATP in on a non-trading post map. I don't think he'll be getting the Zen Temples, to be honest, but it is in his deck. I don't think that's relevant, though. He just picked this deck, and it probably won't matter that that card's not very useful. He could fast fortress with this. There's definitely the potential to do that, but he's also got... He could play it out in age 2. He's kept both options open. It's not like he's closed anything off. Something to point out is Spice Trade, which I don't think is something you see too often. And
Advanced Arsenal.
Advanced Arsenal. That seems reasonable for Spain because they don't have any like other kind of upgrades to put in their deck other than cavalry. But he's not put that in. He's not got Cav Combat in there, which is unusual actually. And he's not got the Colonial Cavalry upgrades. He's got Advanced Arsenal, which will improve his skirms and musketeers if he gets that later on and gets the techs that are available. So for Spain, I don't think that's like unusual or super unusual anyway.
Okay, fair enough. So far, nothing much really happening anywhere on the map.
I guess the game's just slowed down so much, right?
Yeah, no one's really going for any sort of insane aggression at the moment.
Yeah, maybe A's doesn't want to be too predictable or something. He's going to be fast fortressing though, like you were saying about. He's got his, by the looks of it, 700 coin as his second shipment there, and he's going to be clicking that button as soon as these crates are gathered up.
Sompu sent Eco Theory as his second shipment.
Oh,
just
okay.
in Colonial right now. Eco Theory, when you've got, 30-odd villages, starts to become a viable upgrade, right?
Yeah, and it's
normally when you only got 15 villas, you're like, well,
it's not that great.
Not that great. But when you've got 30, now it starts to pay off.
And your villagers just train more quickly, so it scales more quickly as well. And for Russia, they don't have vill shipments, right? The only thing they can send that's similar is distributivism, which he's already sent. So it's kind of like sending 2 vill shipments back to back, and it's the only other thing he could have sent being in Age 1, I suppose. So it made sense to just sort of send it here. And this is reminiscent of his Ceylon build, which sent 2 sort of greedy cards in a row. In fact, 3 actually. He sent 3 vills and then schooners and the Virginia Company.
Yeah,
but here, distributivism followed by Eco Theory. He's definitely looking to be economical, I think is the word.
For sure. And he's even dropping down a blockhouse at both of his town centers.
Just to bolster
that defense.
And he's got a big eco now, so he probably does need 2 blockhouses to maintain production from... you can have a batch of musks in each or something like that. So I don't even think it's unreasonable in terms of production either. So defense and also offense in a way.
Yep, but we're seeing 8 pikemen has just been shipped in by A's.
A's likes that shipment,
just as he's about to hit Fortress. Getting close now, it seems. And he's also got a barracks at home, so possibly Pike Falks?
Yeah, it looks like he's, 8 pikemen. A seems to like this a lot. We saw the war clubs in the previous game. But in this one, there's no trading posts to tear down, and I think the pikes would have a hard time really doing any damage. So yeah, you'd have to be expecting cannons behind this. He's going up with, I guess we'll find out in a moment, the Sergeant at Arms, which is going to give him 8 more pikes as well. And he's trained 5 war dogs and 5 musketeers. So this is a big army, a really big army actually, to defend his falconets with. And like, I would be damned if he didn't send them. I'd be very, very confused if they sent anything other than falconets. So gonna come in here with a big, massive skirms, not skirms, pikes, and looks like he's just gonna start wailing on this blockhouse.
Why wait for the Falks when you've got this many pikemen that you can take down the blockhouse right now? And
he would have seen Exompu age really late as well. So you won't expect too many military units. Just come in here and start, punishing Sompu for that late age up.
And Sompu, like, his defense at the moment is purely, he's only got 10 muskets, which, with these Falks coming across the map now, could be in trouble.
They're coming across the map. But Sompu's now up to Fortress Age as well. And he's going to be able to start sending shipments. He doesn't have a shipment just yet. Minutemen being called just as the muskets arrive, but the Falks are now arriving as well. And those musks, you can see them sort of trying to kite away.
Oh, taking big shots in the face there.
That was a volley. And it looks like he's going to lose his TC here. It has netted him a bunch of vills. He did get to
some of these vills might die as they try to run away, though.
They might. I think, okay, they're not being gone for yet. Well, it's netted him some vills. These ones look like they're going to die. He's been able to use the Minutemen, and this is buying him perhaps a little bit more time. Like, he's still got another TC. So this is something Russia couldn't usually do, right? Like, he's now got 17 strelets out. And if he could find a way to handle the cannons, he'll probably be okay.
Can Russia send their own cannons?
Yeah, Russia have cannons.
So possibly can send 2 of his own Falks, try to get that first volley in, and then just strelets and musks to try to take down the massive pikes.
Yeah, that would be one way of doing it. He's also got, let's take a look at units in queue. Oprichniks on the way. That's another way to handle the cannons. So Oprichniks have like massive multipliers against cannons, and it seems like that's what he wants to handle them.
Fair enough, but okay. We're seeing A's coming in again, and he's just shipped 4 Lancers.
It is 5.
It is 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the game. It's based on
4.
It's based on the RE patch, which is where it is 4. But yeah, it's 5. So he takes down a house here. The cannons are ready to shoot on the infantry, but the Oprichniks, they should be here now. Where are they? They're up in the top of the map here. They find some villages, and 3 Oprichniks have... They're going to be able to kill all those vills there. That's a lot of vills that are about to get killed.
Yeah, but he's going to take quite a bit of damage at his base if he's not careful.
He might lose the blockhouse, you're right, but he's waiting for his cannons. So he's going to lose that, but I think this is what he was waiting for, and now he can sort of get...
Can he get a volley with his cannons before he gets a volley? 10 HP.
Yeah.
It's alive.
It is. A's going to finish off that cannon with the musks there. And it looks like he won by one volley, so to speak, there. But one volley is not such a big deal.
And these Lancers are here, and they possibly going to clean everything up.
Lancers will absolutely shred.
They're going to destroy the Strelets.
Imagine the Strelets are a really delicious cheese, and the Lancers are a grater, and you're just rubbing the cheese into the cheese. That's what's happening here. We're shredding them into juicy... I don't know why that was on my mind.
That was such a strange analogy.
Those watching the stream before we started would have seen me eating a burrito or whatever it is, a wrap. That had cheese in it. That was delicious, man. Yeah, that's where the cheese came from.
What's happened to the Oprishniks? Did they all die to something?
Let's go to military units, and they're dead, yes. I guess he handled them.
With something. Maybe the Lancers headed north, cleaned them up first before they came south.
Either way, they're gone, right?
Oh, but Sompu losing some villages in the north, trying to get up this blockhouse here.
Yeah.
And his explorer on the left-hand side of A's could possibly find all these other villages on this coin mine. Oh, he's just missed them.
You need to flare.
I need flare,
Oh,
sorry.
right, here he is. Yeah,
Yep.
I found him. Oh, these... Right, okay.
Yep, A's was just nearby and he's just taken the wrong turn.
That's one feature we have in AoE3 that AoE2 doesn't have. Flaring.
Yeah, I'm not used to flaring as a spectator.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess for you. It's helpful.
Oh, it's definitely helpful, I'm just so not used to it.
Yeah.
I'm used to having to describe what's on the left, north of the left, a little bit more north, yeah.
Yeah, up, down. Yeah, Twitch chat's in the right place now. Yeah, that kind
Yeah,
of
exactly.
thing. Speaking of Twitch chat, there is... Oh, you've got it. That's fine. Okay, so Ace has... Oh, there it is. Cheers. Has made Lancers, and in response to that, Sompu's gone with the Cavalry Archers, which are really good against them, but a couple of Rods is really all you need to handle that. The 8 Rodelero shipment, they're just fast enough if they're snared to keep up, and Rods are really good against Cav, as we know.
And there's also a couple of Dragoons in the back there for A's.
More Oprishniks raids down on the south here.
Ooh, picking up a couple of villages, but...
He's killed a lot of Vills. Minutemen being called there, and the Lancers look like they should be able to catch that and stop them escaping. We'll check in with them in a bit. Cav Archers going down there, more Cav Archers coming out. It looks like that this game... It's interesting, right? Because Sompu's clearly ahead on Eco, 47 Eco, but he paid to get up to the Fortress Age. He lost his TC, and he had that, that defense against the 2 cannons where he lost his, blockhouse and stuff like that.
He's lost the 2 blockhouses. He's lost villages all over the place. He lost that huge, massive Strelets that he had.
But he's not lost as many Vills. Oh, but it's kind of similar. 12, though, to A's. And A's is much further ahead on terms of military, so I'm feeling pretty good for A's at the moment.
Oh, yeah. And these skirmishes as well, helping to pick off these Cav Archers, it seems.
Skirm Rod, yeah.
Skirm Rod, Goon.
But a batch of 6 Cossacks does come out, and there's only 3 Rods there and 2 Goons, so those Skirms probably won't last long, and A's agrees he's going to try and get away there. He does have 5 Huss as a shipment that have just arrived. They've been rallied to that TC that he's building. Looks like he has escaped the skirmishes and will be okay.
I like that, though. This is sort of like the BM TC. I killed your TC, and now I'm taking that spot. It's mine now.
It's a good spot, man.
Oh, yeah, it is, for sure. Secures that area, gets that coin mine. There's the hunts to the north as well that he could possibly push in.
Yeah, and there's the BM. That's the most important part.
The BM, yeah, for sure. But now he has found Sompu's TC on the left-hand side.
Yeah. And those villages, though, they are quick to move.
Yep, hiding in the corner there. Well, corner on the round map is a bit hard. But, on the edge of the map, I should say.
On the edge, yeah.
But the Proshniks, they're coming in again. And there's a couple of Minutemen here to defend.
Interjection was just waiting to use that analogy. Yeah, the cheese grater analogy.
And then the Proshniks getting cleaned up by the Lancers and the Minutemen. And even some Rods coming in as well.
Yeah, he's trying to raid, though, but... does lose those Oprishniks. Trying to mass up Cav Archers and Cossacks here. That seems like the best bet at the moment.
Yeah, and now everyone's just sort of stalled and they're sitting back, and they're even dropping a 3rd TC now.
Yeah,
for Sompu.
You can build 4 in total in this game.
Right, exactly. So they've decided, okay, we've done our early aggression. We've defended the early aggression. Now we're just going to sort of chillax a little bit, try to mass up some army, get some more eco going. But Hussar Raid, possibly going to get a couple of Vills here.
Couple. There are Cav Archers at home, though. He's going to clean that up.
Oh, but a big fight to the north as well, though, as these villagers, where are they going? Running right through the middle of Ace's army, but the Cav Archers and the Cossacks are here.
trying to
back
get away.
the TC.
I'm feeling Team Sompu in this fight here. He's just got a lot more stuff. But Minutemen can help even the odds there. And yeah, he's going to get back.
The problem is, like, if he runs away with his army, then all these villagers are vulnerable.
Yeah, I think he's just going to chuck the Vils in there to handle the rods.
Or just get in the way, tank a little bit.
Yeah. Look at them.
Just roaming around.
He just needs to kill the rods off quickly, because they're the things doing a ton of damage to his cav archers, right? Once they go down, he's probably fine. If he's got enough.
You say that, but he's lost a ton of military here.
He's lost too many cav archers, right?
And he's almost about to fall behind in the villager count.
And
first time in a long time.
And 12 pikes coming in now. Aze seems, yeah, Aze has just got such much, like just winning all these fights really cost effectively. And is basically taking a lead for sure.
And really, Sompu doesn't really have anything that can counter these pikes and rods.
He just needs more units, right?
Yeah.
But he's sort of lost them all.
He's got a couple of strelets, strelets bash popping out right there, but the lance is just instantly jumping on top of them.
Yeah.
And more rods coming in from the right-hand side as well, raiding the villagers on the berries. And this is just military running everywhere around. Oh boy, Manchu's popping out.
Okay. Will it be enough though? They are strong. But they're a bit like cav archers in the sense that they're going to be weak to the rods.
But not as weak.
They're definitely better. Okay, so he's got his military back up again. But he's going to lose a few villagers on top to the skirmishes.
Oh, some more up there as well.
But I think he's stabilized.
But like, if we take a look at units lost, he's lost a lot of villagers now. 20 vill losses to only 12.
But he has got 3 TCs. And
well, so does Aze, right?
Okay, sure, but Russian Vils train faster. Like he is behind in eco, but if he can win a good fight, that won't matter so much. Let's see what he can get done with the cav archers.
All the skirms managed to get cleaned up in the north by some Minutemen. Whew. Like, the big thing for me at the moment is that Aze sort of, I feel he has more map control.
Yeah.
Thanks to this forward TC, it sort of like split Sompu's base into 2. Which makes it a little bit hard for him to defend everything, whereas Aze, really, he just needs to focus between the 2 middle TCs.
Yeah. Something also worth pointing out is that Sompu's now got cavalry combat in, and Aze doesn't have any sort of upgrades to his cav. I mean, he has got hand infantry combat, which is making the pikemen and the rods quite strong. I suppose that's the direction he's going with. But I'm worried about if he gets, like, if this game does go super late, I think Russia will just have better units.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised, though. The Manchu really saved him, right? Without those, Sompu would really be rolling over.
He would have just been destroyed then. He had nothing there to defend. Like, he ships, well, not ships, he creates 10 strelets, and they would have just got instantly cleaned up by the hussars and the lancers, but the Manchu were there to save them. Keep them viable, I should say.
Trying to sneak a blockhouse up.
Oh. Feels bad, man.
Blocked.
Blocked.
Blockhouse.
Blocked house, yeah.
House blocked.
And really, no one's doing much. Oh, we've got a foundry, though, coming up for Aze. Maybe he's going to start adding in some more Felks? He's got a little bit of gold in the bank. He could maybe afford 2 Felks.
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense, because Spy's coming in as well. In queue at a church somewhere for Russia. I guess to deal with the Manchu. Aze likes to do that kind of thing. And to be fair, yeah, Spies, they times 40 versus... well, times 20 versus mercenaries are fair enough. And I think you're right. That's the only thing that makes sense to train at an artillery foundry. They don't have anything else there to train, really, that would make sense.
But it looks like Aze might lose his forward TC here. Getting siege down. There's even 2 Felks from Sompu here as well. He has a foundry somewhere.
Yeah, he must do.
And all these villagers popping out of the TC, just instantly getting gunned down.
Yeah, it's here.
Ah, yep, there it is. And even, oh, no, look at these villagers on the right-hand side for Sompu. What are they doing?
Dying.
They're so far away from home.
Yeah, he's just trying to gather gold, but this doesn't seem like a sensible mine, does it?
Not at all. So yes, he kills this TC in the middle of the map, but On the right-hand side, he's going to lose, you know, 5, 10 villages here.
And there's a perfectly good mine up here.
Yeah, there's mines all over his side of the map.
I guess this one was just the closest to wherever the villages were before.
They were mining over here, but even so, like, going over to that side of the river just seems foolhardy in extreme.
And it looked like Russia had pulled it back and had gotten maybe back in the game.
Exactly. After the TC kill, I would have said, okay, I think Sompu might be in the lead now, but that just throws everything in the bin.
He's still got a pretty good army and 2 falconets. He's got culverins in queue though, A's, and they are now here. 2
culves, there we are. Do you think those spies were worth it though? He killed 3 of the spies, and I think he only got 1 Manchu.
I don't think they were worth it.
But the culves, they're about to unpack. They're going to maybe try to get a volley off. 1 shot. Did the second shot. Ooh.
He dodged it!
He dodged
like the Matrix. He gets away with both falconets still in tech.
Just.
But the culls now are going to deny being able to pressure on the front here. And as we saw, A's just killed a bunch of villagers. And I think he's going to know now. I mean, if we take a look at units lost, 37 villages, which
is crazy.
It is a lot of villages, right? So Ace is ahead in eco. He probably knows it. And his game plan can now shift to just, like, sitting here and waiting for Sompu to come to him, right? The ball is in Sompu's court, so to speak. It's safer to stay at your own unit. And I feel like that's probably what Ace will do, though having said that, he's moving up north. And remember, Ace is and Ace does. There are units up here. Yep. This is probably where he's going.
That TC... Oh, sorry, that's the blockhouse. The pikes are nearby. The rest of his army is not really following. They're sort of massing in the middle of the map.
8 vills are... It's petard time. Yeah, that sounds like an Ace thing to do. Nothing to petard just yet.
But this blockhouse is just getting instantly killed there by that massive pikeman.
Yeah, vet pikes with hand infantry combat have got 43 siege.
Yeah, that's crazy amounts of damage.
And 14 hand attack on these rods as well.
Yeah, I'm going to kill a couple of these villages. And
Jeez, the timings.
A little salty there. And now the armies are going to meet in the middle, it seems. The culves are a little vulnerable, though. There's nothing really nearby, but unfortunately, Sompu doesn't have any nearly cav anywhere to take him down.
3 Falks. Ace's units are much stronger, but it looks like Sompu's got a ton of stuff, and 3 Falks is going to be quite good against the skirms. Let's see if he can get those culverins into position. They're coming forward, but there are cav archers. Yeah, both cannons just looking to nope out of there.
At the same time, there's some villagers getting raided and dying in the north.
Thankfully, pikes are not very good against killing villages, but yes.
They are going to kill them bit by bit.
They are going to slowly kill them. The strelets are now just walking straight up into the skirms here. Russia's feeling pretty good, it looks like, now.
And he's just backed off of the Falks, keeping them safe, while he cleans up the army with just his massive units here.
And A's doing a quick 360 there before marching off. That's just for BM.
A's
360 no scope.
A's has got the Zen.
Oh, has he? Let's take a look what's inside here. Hand infantry changes all action damages by 10%. Oh, that seems probably why he's gone for this deck then. His rods and pikes can get that upgrade and be really strong. Now getting infantry breastplate in from the arsenal as well.
But he's maybe going to pick off the culves with those cav archers there. Even the strelets just marching up as close as they can.
Yeah, he's going to just try and ram them down.
One of the culves is sitting there on 7 HP and he's busy attacking the other one.
I think he's focusing all the other units. The culves really don't do very much damage. They only do damage to the Falcons, so he's not too worried about them. They do go down in the end, though, so that's good for him. And it looks like Russia is on top at this point. Looks like they Sohi are being trained at the Zen Temple. What else is available in the Zen Temple? Shall we have a look? He's got 1,000 XP, so like mercantilism, and unit upgrades get 20% cheaper, which might be quite good when you get your guard upgrades and perhaps the Imperial capital upgrades.
If you happen to go that late in the game.
Yeah, that's kind of like when it would start being good, right. I think, because it's quite expensive upgrade.
Fair enough. But here we see Sompu's huge, massive army just continuing to march around the map, try to find something that they can fight. But 2 Falcons from A's. Getting 2 of the Falcons with 1 volley. And the third.
And the third one as well.
Both of his Falcons are still alive. Okay, they're getting gunned down now.
Yeah. But not before he got a really, that was what he needed to stay in the game. If the Falcons of Russia were still alive, he really would be in a bad place right now. One Falcon in the back here, but it looks like Ace has switched to crossbow pike just because he can't get any coin, which is not ideal, because Strelets, with all the upgrades, are just so much more cost-effective.
He's still getting some nice volleys off with the Falc, but it finally goes down, and Sompu just has so much more military pop at the moment.
Yeah, and crossbows are just really ineffective. Like, all the upgrades he sent don't affect them, whereas the Strelets are still affected by Strelet combat, etc., etc.
He has got infantry breastplate, so he has got an arsenal somewhere.
Yeah. That affects the pikes and rods too.
As well, yeah.
He had...
all the military getting cleaned up here.
It looks like Sompu is now building his first mill. So if he's going to be switching to mills and plantations very soon, and Ace has already got a couple up by the looks of it, perhaps Ace can hold here. This is looking all right.
Sompu actually has 2 at the back of his base.
He's okay. So he has
and 2 more here, yeah.
Right. He's definitely.
He's already got the switch on.
He's well switched, but this is looking okay. He's got some dogs are really strong here. 199 hit points. They're affected by infantry breastplate. What the fuck? That's amazing.
Isn't that a ranged infantry upgrade?
They're type hand infantry. Read, it says hand infantry. No, it's just crossbows and pikes are hand infantry.
Okay.
Hand infantry is like is archaic infantry, right?
Gotcha,
There's so many dumb tags. But war dogs are so good at this point. And because they shadow tech, they've got really good stats. They're like basically cavalry, but really cheap ones.
But they only cost 100 food, right?
They're 75 food each.
75 food. Oh, it's even cheaper.
Yeah, they're 200 hit points. They're really
and
good.
Now the military is just completely swung 180, and now Russia is behind.
What a game! What a game, Robo!
What is happening?
Things.
Stuff and things.
Has he got 4 TC? No, he's still got his 3 TCs. And we're slowly climbing up to 99 vills, even though we'd be there already if we hadn't lost 51 red villagers. Jesus Christ, and Russia's still ahead on eco. It just goes to show like how good that Russia bonus is. Mind you, he does have 3 TCs, and A's only has the 2 there.
Yeah, and he's also starting to secure more of the coins in the north of the map. He's got this blockhouse up here, which sort of secures 2 mines, essentially. The one right next to it. This
must be like the 3rd or 4th attempt for a blockhouse on the top of the map. Finally gets it. And all Ace has is this 1,000 gold here. And it, without, coin, he's spending some of the... Wait, let's go to units in queue. I want to know what he's spending it on. Falconets, right. Oh, no, it's gone now. I'd expect to see falconets. And, maybe rods or something. Because that's... Rods are low on coin. He has got some falcs. Okay, so we did see some.
And he's even making the discipled Sohi from the Zen Temple just to get some more military out there that doesn't cost any coin.
They're interesting, aren't they? They've got quite high hand attack for... They don't cost coin, that's right. But nor do pikemen. And his pikes are veteran already. Their stats are reasonable, actually, though. I'm wondering why he wants them instead of just ordinary pikes. Maybe his barracks were busy making crossbows. And he wanted to just Sohi are fine. And also they're native units and it's cool and it's Ace. That's probably why.
And they don't cost any pop, which is just
That's true.
Useful.
That's true. But that is true, and we're approaching that 200 pop part of the game.
Look at this huge army that we're looking at. This massive veteran Cossacks. There's just the one Felk, it seems, in the back, and so many Strelets just running around.
This is game over, surely. This is the final nail from Sompu coming here. But Ace is ahead on points somehow. Let's switch on over then to military units. We've got to see this. That's a lot of cavalry there. He does have some pikemen nearby, but the main army is away.
Coming in from the north. Maybe going to pincer him in here with the 2 Falks?
Maybe.
He's going to lose everything on the bottom, though.
I'm just worried about, they started the fight too soon here, but he kind of had to because his vills are gathering food, but he has now arrived in the fight. The units on the top are now in here. He's got 2 Falks. His opponent's only got, 1, and it's not in the fight here. His Falk's way off over in the distance. So all this infantry, he can actually handle for the time being. Those Falconets really important here.
Yeah,
these Hussars, or pardon me, Cossacks now coming around the flank to try and get on top. He does notice it, though, and he's going to try and body block. That slight pause might be just enough there. Going to try and focus them down.
And there's even just one random Falk running in at the north of your screen there from Sompu. Just... coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's that one Falk we saw earlier, but it does trade off for a Falk, so that seems reasonable. And down here in the bottom, there's a lot of pikes. Remember, they've got infantry breastplate as well as hand infantry combat. They're quite tanky pikemen, and with war dogs mixed in there, going to take out those strelets quite nicely. Really well done there. It looked like Sompu had everything he needed to win the fight there with A's away from home, but not the case. Advanced Arsenal. This is interesting. Look at this. Spanish gold coming in at 26 minutes 32. That doesn't seem correct.
Because that's the shipment that gives you a little bit of coin every time you send a shipment.
Yeah, you get 400 gold every time a shipment arrives. But it is also just a 400 gold shipment, flat, right?
By itself.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, it's not ideal to be sending it right now, but maybe he's just sent everything else that could possibly be useful already.
Got a small little raid coming on the right-hand side, just a couple of strelets forcing these vills to stop chopping trees and
Oh, Lancers! Lancers are so...
Oh, no.
I love watching Lancers. They're just so good.
Oh,
They're gonna
no. These
rip.
poor strelets.
They're going to rip through them. It's a shame that Ace doesn't have any cav upgrades in his deck. He's only got, you know, all the infantry ones, which is cool, and it's kind of worked out, but I love seeing, like, fully maxed out Lancers with ×4 versus infantry and all that nonsense. Up in the north, though, does find the Vills on gold, and that's going to bring it up to 57, 58. This may well be the most villagers ever lost in a single game. 60 Vills! Oh, my God.
This is insane.
And Sompu's somehow at 99 villagers still.
Well, you know,
Oh, that's recalculated. Why is it so high?
I don't know.
Oh, they're in queue. No, they're not. I have no idea.
Does it account for eco theory?
No, it doesn't.
I'm not sure.
I don't know what it's counting. Either way, he's doing all right for villagers.
But these veteran strelets, though, they're pretty stacked on upgrades at the moment.
Yeah, you got the advanced arsenal along,
coming in.
flintlock, as well as his paper cartridges in. But military is not. But military drummers is, which gives them speed. They are very, very strong strelets. They're incredibly cost-effective. But lancers, will they be enough? In theory, they are, you know, so strong. And War Dog's there. So these are the right units.
It looks like he doesn't even care about Ace's army. He's just trying to kill as many villagers on these farms as possible.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you do at this point in the game.
He can only replace them 2 or 3 at a time.
Once you hit 200 pop, you can just trade off your army for Villy kills as long as you can replace the units immediately, right?
Yep.
It's at this point where it's kind of a different dynamic. And you'd also be doing things like trying to snipe their factories.
Picking off a falconet, almost nodes on 5 HP.
Oh, nice. But there are no factories, obviously, yet.
Not yes.
But, yeah, he's killing a lot of stuff, right? And I think just because Sompu's got, like, the insanely cost-effective Strelets and a fully maxed out 99 Vil Eco,
yeah,
he looks like he's okay here. He's doing this is what he needs to be doing to...
Yeah, he's 20 Vils ahead now. And by the way, I don't think Sompu is actually making his very first plantation of the game now.
A plantation.
Because he's been just getting all these coin mines all over the map.
Yeah.
Whereas we see that A's already has plantations.
And
Spanish,
yeah, Spanish gold seems it's actually not too bad, I suppose, once... Right, because now there's no gold left on the map, it seems reasonable. Imagine if he'd sent it sooner, though. So many Vils going down, now it's 65. And the Strelets now fighting crossbows, which is what they want to be fighting, really. They'll win that cost effectively. Doesn't look like Ace has the funds to continue training Lancers.
No. And the Strelets, they're just sort of constantly marching in. Like, you kill 5 or 10 of them, and then another 5 or 10 just pop up again.
Yeah.
Attacking from all angles at the moment.
And the bleeding just isn't stopping. The Sompu Strelets just marching through this hole. And now paper cartridges in as well. These Strelets are strong. They're like almost skirmishers now. Almost.
Oh, boy.
3 Falcons do pop out, though. And that's going to be what he needs to handle them. But
oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Huge volley.
Sompu is going to go hand combat, though, which will finish these quite quickly. But look at the +6s.
Look, they're just constantly just popping up all over the place.
He is going to but more Strelets.
Oh, from the other side.
He's got the Falcs down.
1 Falc to go.
That's how you do it. You just chuck men at them. Eventually, the artillery stops.
This is World War I all over again.
Yeah.
Just keep sending them in. And there he goes, calling it. Sompu bringing it back to the 2-all.
What a series. Oh, what a game.
That was crazy.
That was a lot of villages lost. It's a lot of Vil kills. I'm going to XD, more hormones. I'm a teenager again.
That was crazy. Okay, I want to see the post-game graph.
Okay.
And look at the villager count. And just watch it going up and down. Look at it.
Some pieces like... Yep.
Oh, man. That was a crazy game.
Yeah, he says Strelets are insane, especially with advanced arsenal.
You can probably spam with 30 Vils and win. Well, I guess 99 Vils is just overkill then.
Yeah, should have deleted some, make more strelets. That's how that works, right? Yeah, they are very, very cost effective. That's the trouble with, like, I'd really like it if Spain's upgrades for their pikes and rods also affect their crossbowmen, because I don't think it would matter most of the time, but it would give them a bit more. Like it seems appropriate and thematic. In this game, it might have mattered, like out of the 1 in 100 games where it would. But whatever. I just like Spain. I'm always suggesting nonsense ideas for Spain. But next up will be
Just
High Plains, and this overlay we've seen before. That's fine. We didn't get to see Ceylon. Feels bad, man. We didn't get to see Bonnie Springs. Feels bad, man.
Feels very bad, man.
And I didn't spend that long making them, but I do want to show them. But never mind. The show must go on. And next up, yes, High Plains then. So Sompu will pick first. He cannot play as the Ottomans or the Russians.
And Ottomans are a civ that we occasionally see on High Plains. Also Portuguese.
Yeah, Ottomans I think is quite good on High Plains. Like they're pretty good on most, high trading post maps. And also yes, Portuguese and Spanish because of the advanced trading post card. It's more effective with more trading posts. So there is that. Maybe Sompu will pick Portuguese. I somehow think, though, comparatively, the Portuguese bonus is weaker than usual because, starting with an extra TC kind of makes getting a TC for free every age.
Oh, and then we can see Ham.
So, yeah, you can see here that he's played as the Spanish there. And below, just at the bottom, we can see that Weatherman Ham is pointing to a spell of Russia being victorious. Up in the top, we see some bison with a flurry of villagers being jumped at here by coyotes. As you can see, that one getting ready to leap onto Ham's hand. Come on, come on. Yeah. On the other side, the score is 2-2. 2-2.
Oh, God, this is hilarious.
With spells of winds and high plains. Thank you all. Back to the studio, Kev.